Hi all, thanks for watching. Sorry I haven't been putting more videos up here. If you want to catch other videos that I usually do, you can check my Instagram. I also do post readings as well on Facebook. So this is a general reading to see what messages are coming through. This top row, at first when I seen karmic relationships, it had guided me to actually read the books. I'm gonna read it to you guys. It says the constellation Orion, or I may probably be saying it wrong, is thought by many to have been a place of great polarity and eventual unity. Some believe that many starseeds who were part of this cosmic history are incarnate on Earth now and are playing out karmic relationships from Orion times, but you're one of them. Polarity causes conflict and highlights separation. However, because of this, conflict can also result in unity and growth. Too many misunderstandings are caused when we don't open our heart and mind and see things from a different point of view. When we go into reactive second guessing mode, instead of gathering the courage to open our heart, we should admit that we may have reacted because of our own woundings and then find mutual ground. We're all innocent children looking to be seen, understood, and cherished. It's much harder to grow closer through conflict than it is to grow further apart. And yet, that's the invitation of conflict. It's easy to react and take things personally. It's more challenging to see the innocence of all involved and find a way to grow closer through the conflict. It's through relationships that we grow the most. How can you soften your heart and drop your defenses enough to see things from a different point of view? How can you see the innocence of all involved? How can you learn to see the similarities rather than the differences? So this has like associated inquiry. So it says, which relationships do you find the most challenging? How can you see things from a different perspective? How are you being called to grow, to allow growth through the conflict? Okay, so if you're not aware, some people, you have relationships, romantic relationships that people consider as a soulmate or karmic because you're learning your lessons. But karmic relationships could also be through friendships, through just non-romantic relationships that you have. And clearly there seems to be a conflict that it's just basically saying that we don't understand, like, how to explain it. Like, say for instance, if we're going through something and and as a unit within a team or something, we have to understand as to what that other person has to do. What are their responsibilities? Also, if you're dealing, also, like, when they talk about friendships, you know how a person may be a little envious. It's like, oh, that person has the perfect job, or has a great home, has a perfect husband and her kids, but we don't know what they're going through. So what happens is that when we're in separation through any discord, sometimes we have to go within and see things in a different perspective, and we have to come out of our ego. Also, I'm getting that you also may be dealing, whether it's romantic or not, because of this karmic relationship that comes up. It says, we already went through it. There's like a conflict. Both of you are not in alignment, or in a sense that you two are complete opposites, as if you feel like this person is from another world or something like that. And you're trying to find some common ground because that's where the karmic lesson is. That was like deep. And I say deep and I see the word deep. So this, where it says we the Hathers, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. There are things that want to shift, because you have to remove blockages, or even remove conflicts, whether it's with this person, with other relationships, whatever toxic behaviors, because there's something that wants to come through. Like there's another door that wants to open. And there it goes. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. So some of you may have a certain goal, or maybe a relationship, or something that you wanted by a certain timeline, like by a certain, I don't know, by 30 I wanted this, or in the next 6 months I wanted this. And also your age could be a factor. um your own goals, like what you wanted for yourself. Maybe you said, well, within this year I was going to write this, within this year I was going to create this business, just for example. And it's trying to tell you that it's divine timing at play. It's as if it's as if we go into a different timeline, and you have all the time in the world because it's your time. It's time. Whenever you do that, it's your time. Don't compete. Don't have conflicts with someone else if they seem to be ahead of you in the game, because it's really not a game, in a sense that you're not racing against that in your own spiritual evolution. Now, we have protection. Call back your power, cut the cord, soul retrieval. It's kind of interesting that this comes up on the bottom of karmic relationships, and it talks about separation. So there are certain relationships that are friendships. However, it's already explained, romantic, non-romantic, whatever it is. There are certain relationships, quote unquote, that can be healed, and some, it's not to say that they can't be healed. It's just that it's run its course. Also, you want to protect your energy. When it says call back your power, I always get like, when it's telling you to protect, because you don't want to be passive, or in a sense that embrace your power and shield your energy. See how she's guarding herself with the, like, blocking herself? You have to do that. Create your own circle. Or like, there's always like, visualize yourself like you're in a bubble, like you're in a certain light. I forget, you know, whether it's blue energy, whether it's I'm getting also like purple, because that's like with the, I'm getting like the crown with the amethyst, and that's like psychic protection. So you could visualize yourself being in this, whether it's that white light for clarity, or this purple light to shield yourself if you are susceptible to other people's energies. And do something to shift your vibration. When it says dance, I feel like maybe you're stuck in a situation, or you feel like you can't get out of it. Maybe you feel it's stagnant. And dancing, letting loose, having fun activates your energy. It changes your vibration. When you let loose, you feel better. You have like this second wind that comes in you. And it says get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitive, connect with nature. And you know, I'm not even going to say it's ironic anymore. It's not a coincidence. I already talked about draining energies. Some of you may be empathic. You may be starting to understand what your gifts are. And you may notice yourself like being with a certain person, or being in a certain situation, and it may be toxic, or like someone's talking to you about their problems, and you are just feeling drained. And I'm also getting like, just being in this quarantine, like say for instance, I myself, like when I'm in like the grocery store, I do not favor having a mask and feeling a bit type claustrophobic and stuff. But you know, it's like, you may also, there are certain empaths that feel there's different type of empaths. Don't quote me on it, because I know myself what my abilities are as an empath. But there are ones that are highly sensitive to what's going on in the world. So if that's something that you resonate with, you just have to make sure that you ground yourself. and learn what you need to do to ground yourself. Maybe when you wake up in the morning, don't just rush to do something. Maybe like before night, maybe do some affirmations, or write journaling, write some things down, or at times, take some baths with like candles, just to soothe the energies, like balance your own energy. Now, we have the Magician. You can do anything. Take charge of your life. You can manifest what you need to be a success. What I find interesting, and I'm trying to recall if I remember with traditional magician decks, this one looks like the medical. I could this I can't even say it. You know what I mean? So some of you may be affected by certain things when it comes to your health. And it's like you have to, again, you may be feeling a certain way and it feels like you're not physically well. It could be like something that's being triggered, mental, emotional. It could be on a spiritual level, because of the fact that as an empath you can feel certain things, but it's not yours. It may be someone else's. But you want to clear certain energies, because it's reminding you that you are the manifester of your own reality, and the path is being cleared for you. We have the Two of Spring, a bright future manifested through hard work and creativity. So there you go, partnering with others who share your dreams, great progress being made. So like the Two of Spring is traditionally like the Two of Cups, maybe romance, but this in itself, I feel like it's going with this. It's not so much romance. This has to do with that believe in yourself. You have the tools, you have it, what it takes to get your heart's desire, that perfect job, that dream home, that perfect plan. Once things, how do you explain it, resolve here, or that retirement, whatever it is. Then we have the Ace of Winter. That's the Ace of Swords. So there's clarity coming in. Don't be deterred by challenges along the way. We already saw this talking about challenges and conflict. It's important to communicate clearly and accurately, amazing new ideas that should be implemented. So we already said with, I believe it's this card or one of the others, about being passive or like embracing your power, that assert yourself. You know what you want. Take that sword and cut ties with people that don't serve you. And the ones that you can't, you have to shield your energy from. That's basically what it is. Some of you also, what I'm getting, something, you had like a cold season. That could necessarily be like something had happened in the winter, but meaning like there was something that felt detached, like something you went through and it was trying to you. But I'm getting also that for you guys in general, regardless, there are things that are trying to cycle out. Because I'm looking at this circle, you see, it looks like a star. Like maybe you've been wishing, praying, and it's like taking its course. Like maybe it's like, where it's talking about trust the timing. Well, if it's always revolving, you are just, once you clear one thing, you're just going to another phase. Because life, what is it? Life and death, or what is it? Death and rebirth or birth. It's just a circle. It's the circle of life. And before, and because I'm being reminded now, because I was looking at, I have a notebook that have Paris on it. Not to say that, you may want to go to Paris, but that's not what I mean. I was being told that some of you may want to travel. Let me just pull some cards from here. See what else comes out. We have expectation. I'm getting with this one, you guys may be having high expectations, or you're expecting something to come in, however it resonates. And something, because I'm looking at the 28th, there's something significant for some with October. And here's like mature man, but you see the globe. That's confirming someone wants to travel. And mature woman and mature man. An occupation. Okay. Okay, so basically some of you may be dealing with some conflicts when it comes to work because you have occupation. Like someone is like, they're expecting highly of you. They're expecting stuff. Maybe these two people, like this woman and this man, may refer to themselves like they're all knowing, they're mature. And it's like you are laboring here, like yourself. It's like you're doing the manual labor and you're not receiving help. Maybe you've asked for that. Let's see what else. High honor. So I'm getting that regardless whether it's a job, because this could also be you're doing a service for someone or a group, or maybe it's just like you're maturing to see. Maybe you're dealing with a man in the workplace or a particular project or particular service. But regardless of all this high honor is you with a high achievement, that through this, your spirit guides know what you're going through and you will be rewarded. Now, with this courthouse, I'm feeling that maybe some of you are applying for jobs in courts, or maybe you have something with a legal matter in the court, because there's two documents. You also may be dealing with soul contracts. Here's another pathway here. And community. You see how this pathway has a lot of butterflies? It's through your transformation, as we say about your evolution, your awakening. That's how you connect with people that are like-minded like you. Maybe through your pathway, you'll find that right job, or that happy home, or whatever branding you want to do. Maybe that's something specific for some. You will find the right community. This is very specific for someone. I feel like someone wants to own a flower shop. I'm seeing the flowers, but this also reminds me like a bar or like a restaurant, the background. And then we have this toll and labor. So it's like you may be going through the ringer. And it's distressing you because of the despair card. You see, I've seen this card before, but it was like touch my hands and I put it back and it came out again. So basically this, if you may be seeing 777s, that's, I'm trying to remember what that is, because I know that relates to God and something else particularly. But you may have been seeing 11s. You may have been seeing 777s. And that's just telling you that through it all, you're going to get your abundance. And abundance doesn't have to be monetary. It could be your achievements, your desires, what you want, your heart desires. And I feel like in a year's time, you'll be in a better place. I know that may trigger some, but it's just a transition. Like you won't be where you are now, because I'm also getting 11 months here. So I hope this resonates for whoever's intended. And just be mindful of the energies that are around you. I know that we always feel, if you're as an empath, we always feel like we want to help others, but you first have to help yourself. And I feel like if you're new to like if you're going through some intuitive downloads, you're starting to feel things, you're starting to second guess stuff because certain things are coming to you, then reach out to someone that is like-minded, because that's the community card. Because yes, there are certain things within our spiritual journey that we're meant to do on our own. Like we listen to our guides, but that takes time. I can say it for myself, from my own experience. That takes time. And you will learn how to trust your intuition more, but just be mindful of that, and reach out to someone that is trustworthy. So take care.